Hey everybody, welcome to day 33 of the 60-day novel writing challenge, where we are going to be working on our word count again, of course, and also talking about show and don't tell. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button below, go ahead and click it now, and whatever it is you're drinking today, grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Any sort of writing courses or writing challenges, this may be something you haven't heard before, but get ready because you are going to hear the words show, don't tell for the rest of your writing career. Now, when we say show, don't tell, what we mean is that as a writer, you want to make your reader feel like they are in the scene by showing them what the scene is like instead of telling them what it is like. And I feel like this is best summed up by the quote that says, "Don't tell me the moon is shining, show me the glint of light on broken glass." Now, this is actually one of my favorite writing quotes of all time because it shows the vast difference between telling your reader that the moon is shining and showing them that glint of light on broken glass. You paint a picture in the second one. You put them there and in a way that reaches them and almost feels poetic. So this is, of course, something that we'll cover a lot in editing as well, but I want you guys to keep it in mind as you're doing your writing, to think about, instead of just telling your reader what your characters are seeing, show it to them. Paint that picture for them. Make it real. And so I want to go back to what we talked about in a million videos ago about using the five senses to do that. You should be using their sense of sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing, and do it in a way that is specific and makes it real. It's actually just lazy writing if you tell your reader what's going on instead of showing it. And I say that because it means that you haven't fully envisioned what the room looks like. You haven't fully envisioned the path that they're walking down, and so you don't know the details of where the light is glinting and what they're passing and what it smells like, because you just haven't taken the time to think about it. And so it's lazy when you just say that they walk down the path because you haven't taken the time to really paint that picture and make it real. It is our job as writers to take the time to make that scene feel like it is a real place and like your reader is really there. And so the small details take time to come up with, but we have to come up with them. Otherwise, it really is just lazy writing. And that is the difference between showing and telling. So I want to read you guys a quick passage out of one of my books, and this, don't worry, is not too spoilery, but I could have easily described this as just a gorgeous place with beautiful waterfalls, but words like that don't show you what the place looks like. And so to make it really impactful, you have to show. So this is just a small clip out of my fourth book in the series, and it says, "He leapt and took her with him, landing in a rocky cove where a light breeze ruffled her dress up to her knees and lifted her hair off her shoulders. Abby looked out to the starry night and felt her breath catch in her throat. He'd brought them to a small inlet where massive waterfalls tumbled over every cliff face, creating a lake at the bottom where rapids crashed into the water on three sides. Two moons reflected off the water and lit the white-capped mountains in the distance, but they also cast the glittering illusion of rainbows across the exploding mists. Night bows. Vac, Ebby breathed, watching luminescent shimmers of color brighten the night. Ebby closed her eyes and took a deep breath of the cool, freeing air, listening to the powerful sound of nature carving the world to its liking. I've never seen anything like this, she whispered, opening her eyes again. The beauty of it was humbling, awing, more overwhelming than she could describe, and she found a tear in her eye she couldn't explain. They stood in a cove large enough for a dinner of 10, all carved into the cliff face between the waterfalls, and Vac walked to the edge to lean against the rocky wall. Which, of course, leads into a very emotional conversation, because this is where you have to be to have really emotional conversations. So basically, what I want you guys to pick out of all of this is that there was so much sensory imagery used that it made you feel like you were there. It felt like you could see it. I didn't just say there were beautiful waterfalls crashing down. You know, I described them. I described the way that the light glinted off of them. Ironically, there is moonlight in this one as well. I think I just really like moonlight. But anyway, what I want you guys to keep in mind as you're going through is show the imagery, show what's happening, don't just tell what is happening. And this is actually for more than just imagery too. You know, we talked yesterday about how you can't just tell the reader that you have a mean and condescending character. You have to show it. You have to let the reader see them yelling at somebody and being totally terrible to them. We also talked about this, like, 30 episodes ago when we were talking about character relationships. You can't just tell your reader what the relationship between the character is. You want to show it. You want to give them a story that makes them really believe it, because telling it is just not as impactful. So if this is the first time you've ever heard of Show Don't Tell, congratulations, welcome to the club. If this is the millionth time that you've heard it, you can really never hear it enough. You can never get enough examples of how to show and not tell. Just remember to use your 5 senses. Remember to really have a good vision for what everything around them looks like, because if you don't, it just comes across as lazy writing because you didn't take the time to plan it out and know those little details. So have fun writing today. I almost forgot to tell you, I got 1,067 words done yesterday, which is not as many as I would have liked. I am actually just a tiny bit behind where I should be. I'm at 3,089 words, whereas I should be at 3,334. So today's goal is to write another 1,667. We should be at 5,001 by tomorrow, which is very exciting. So I'm gonna jump off and get my word count done, get a little bit caught up because I fell a little bit behind yesterday. And then I will see you guys tomorrow for day 34 of the 60-day novel writing challenge.